Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about database, especially relational database and SQL. Before that, what is database that we should know? See, actually, database means it's an organized collection of data about an entity. So, it is an organized collection of data. Organized collection of data. And what is this? What is the difference between this database and Excel? That we are going to discuss. Here, when we store data into this database, we can retrieve information from the database in a structured manner. That is the difference between this database and normal Excel sheet. And what are the features of this database? And the first single unit is data or character. First element of this database is data or character. What is data or character? Data or character. Here, it is the smallest unit of file organization which represents itself in the form of a bit that may be either 0 or 1, like 0 or 1. That is data or character. Another component is field. Field is nothing but it is a column. Column like vertical data is known as column. So these are fields or columns. And next component is record. Record. Record is nothing but it is a row. Row means horizontal data that is known as record. And next one is relation. Relation. Relation means it is a table. Table in the sense, see, in one database, if we consider school management system, so there are number of tables are there like student, that is a table, then staff, and then in this case of student academic details, personal details, then transportation details, lot of tables are there. So collectively, each table is known as relation. So relation is nothing but it is a table. And next is database. Database means it is a collection of records, collection of data, collection of file, and we can retrieve information from the database in a structured manner. Next, there should be a software which is used to retrieve and storing information into the database. That is known as database management system. What is DBMS? This is a simple figure which is related to DBMS. Actually, database management system are specially designed applications that connect the user and program and store data in an organized manner. So, the DBMS, which gives us tools to store data, that is a first point, store data, then query the database. What is query? It is a question. It is a simple command like select, then alter, insert into. These are the query. So query the database. Query the database. These are the tools which gives by like database management system. It is a software actually. So query the database, then sort and manipulate the data in the database. Sort and manipulate means we can arrange data in ascending order or descending order. That is sort and manipulate. Okay. Then validate the data entered and check for inconsistencies. Validate data. Validate data in the sense, see, there are a lot of features to validate data. For example, if the phone number, we are going to give phone number, then we can give conditions to a data. That means the phone number must have 10 digits. That is one type of validation. And see, in this case of name field, student name field, while entering name of the students, it is not possible to give numbers. That means numerical data. That is another type of validation. So we can ensure validity, the entered data, and check for inconsistencies. So these are the DBMS. These are the tools which is provided by DBMS. DBMS is nothing but database management system. It is a software. There are a lot of softwares available like MS Access, MySQL, then SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, SAP. These are the examples for this DBMS. Okay, and next. Next is advantages. Advantages of DBMS. The first advantage is elimination of data redundancy. Elimination. Elimination means elimination of data redundancy. See, actually, elimination means we can avoid. So, duplication of data, we can avoid the duplication of data that leads to wastage in storage spaces. So, for example, I'll give one example. See, in this table, we have already entered the student 121. This is a student ID and we have already entered the details of the student. And next, if you are going to enter the same details in another way, like after entering a lot of details, we are going to enter the same details 121. So it is not possible in this case of database. So elimination of data redundancy. See, while we are entering manually, it is possible. But in this case of DBMS, it will not allow us to enter the data again and again, the same data again and again. That is meant by elimination of data redundancy. And next is data consistency. That is the another advantage of DBMS, data consistency. Actually, in other words, we can say that eliminate data inconsistency. Otherwise, it will provide data consistency. That is another advantage. Like DBMS provide data consistency to a large extent as changes made at one place are reflected at all other places. Like see, in this case of student, this is personal details of personal details, and here we have entered students detail like 2001, that is the student ID, and we have entered the personal details of this particular student. And if we change the same student's details in another table like academic details, like mark or something etc mark, so if we change anything here, that will reflect in this table also. That is known as data consistency. So it will provide data consistency to large extent as a change made at one place are reflected to all other places also. So we are not, say, no need to enter the same details again and again. So that is data consistency. And next one is sharing of data. Sharing of data. Sharing of data means we can share data by using this DBMS. Not only can existing application share data in the database, but new applications can also be developed to operate against the same stored data. So sharing of data, that is the very important advantage of this DBMS. And next one is reducing programming effort. Reducing programming effort. Reducing programming effort. Okay, this is the short form of programming actually. Then see, this statement says that it saves a lot of programming effort. That is meant by this reduced programming effort. And next one is data integrity, improved data integrity. That is very, very important. Improved data integrity. Actually, what is integrity? This data integrity refers to the validity and consistency of stored data. Validity we have already mentioned before, like validating of data. For example, the system itself checks for the correct information to be entered by the user in the correct format, like phone number. This is a field to enter phone number. Okay. And here we should, the user, it allows only the user or customer to enter the valid phone number. Like how to check the given phone number is valid or not. It should have at least, not at least, it should have 10 digit, that is mobile phone number. Before entering this, without entering country code, it should have 10 digit number. So in that way we can validate the phone number. And while entering name, if it is customer or student, whatever it may be, while entering name, it should be a character. And while entering mark, it should be a floating point or integer number. It never be a character. Okay, in that way we can improve the data integrity. We can check the validity or data integrity. Okay, and next one is privacy and security. It's nothing but we can provide username and password to provide this privacy. Okay, privacy and security. Okay, strong password. By providing strong password, we can ensure this security to database. And economically, it is very good. And then improved backup and recovery system. Improved backup and recovery system. So the database system provides facilities for recovery from hardware or software failures. So we don't bother about that. It is we can take the backup of our file. Next, we can discuss about database management system models. Actually, data model, which is classified into three: object-based, record-based, and physical. Object-based model, data model, and record-based data model, and physical data model. Again, record-based database model classified as three: hierarchical model. Like hierarchical model means tree-like structure. Tree-like. That tree-like means, see, here parent child mode, like see, there is a student and it is inherited to this roll number, etc., then name, like that. So again classified into another way. So this is tree like structure, that is hierarchical model. A network model means, see, every table has a link. See, student, this is link to another one, roll number, and like one, then this link between another table, like that. So that is meant by network model. And finally, relational data model, that is we are using relational model. That means each and every table is related to, that means we can provide relation between each and every table. That is relational model, that is provided by, that is that is developed by EF code, relational. So we are using relational database management system, that is RDBMS. EF code, it is developed by EF code. Okay, so there are a lot of limitations in these two previous models, like hierarchical model and network model. This is the implementation is very complex and difficult. Then dependency on parent mode, that is another limitation of this hierarchical model. Then changes in the structure requires changes in all the applications. Okay, and here in this network model, the limitations are the system is quite complicated in structure. Okay, and again, the structural changes requires changes to be made in all application programs. Then it needs high level interface, then extra memory consumption in this network model. But in this case of relational database model, limitations are there because the hardware and system software overheads, then the size that is very large in this case of relational model, but it is very good compared to these previous models. Like this provides structural independence, and this changes made in this one table structure, it will not affect the table access or other application programs, and it is represented in the form of tables. Okay, then the data organization and manipulations, that is very easy in this case of relational model. Okay, so in next we can discuss what are the keys in database management system. Okay.